If you see it on the screen, they say, it was already done by yesterday. 1967, a book was published called The Report from Iron Mountain. It was purported to be an official government report leaked by one of the participants in the research group. In that report, it was suggested that pollution of the planet be allowed to continue until it could be made into a global catastrophe, making a worldwide external threat that would bring the people of the world to the point of total acceptance of a one-world government under the United Nations. The book has been declared to be a total hoax, even though all of the recommendations for external threats have been carried out. The environmental threat was further stoked by multitudes of well-meaning green organizations, the media, and books like Earth in the Balance by Al Gore. Alternative 3 was really a documentary released by Angela Television on June 20th, 1977 in England. It was part of a science report, a conservative science program. Presented as factual and true, it was almost immediately declared a hoax by the writers and the producers as soon as public controversy erupted. Presented as a truthful documentary, using live actors instead of real people, it dealt with an international conspiracy of immense proportions. It was known by the code name Alternative 3. While the science report was in fact fictional and played by actors, was there any truth behind the concepts presented and played out by those actors? Did science reports stumble into something far more sinister in their investigations than could ever be believed? So sinister that they decided to use actors rather than real people with real names? Did they uncover one of the strangest black operations ever undertaken? Is it possible that Alternative 3, as did the report from Iron Mountain, contain far more truth than fiction? Far more fact than lies? Is Alternative 3 far more dangerous than the people of the world realize? The Alternative 3 program made the following claims. 1. The rich men of the earth, the elite, or as the Bible calls them, the lords of the earth, initiated a secret program of 3 alternatives to escape worldwide catastrophe brought about by environmental pollution, which had gone too far and was now totally out of control, and an overpopulation that would destroy the earth. 2. A joint above-top secret program between Russia and America established secret bases on the moon and on Mars. 3. The so-called UFOs are actually secret government aircraft and spacecraft with capabilities far beyond that which is made public. 4. The top scientists around the world have been abducted to provide the brains to make the operation a success and to man the bases. 5. Use of the UFOs as an alien cover to abduct large numbers of people in batch consignments, alter their minds by MK Ultra operations, and then use them as now compliant slave labor. 6. These bases were to be used to repopulate the Earth after the catastrophic Earth changes had taken place. Alternative 3 was to be a man-made Noah's Ark for modern man and the rich men, especially the rich men. In addition to the Moon and Mars bases, 2 other alternatives were suggested, and it is claimed later rejected, but the proofs and the facts might suggest otherwise. The alternative suggestions were: 1. Alternative 1. Find a way to release the carbon dioxide buildup, which was, in some scientific opinions, the cause of global warming, which some scientists believe is now out of control and will actually destroy the Earth. This was to be done by blasting holes in the ionosphere, which is the part of the HAARP project. Another alternative method to reduce global warming was to deflect sunlight by using highly reflective particles released by special spraying equipment installed on both military and civilian airline jet aircraft, known by its code word cloverleaf. These are also known by observant people as chemtrails. 2. The implied concept to reduce the population by billions through any means possible, long a dream of the elite who consider the masses of the world as useless eaters and cannon fodder. 3. Depopulate the rural areas and rewild the earth to bring it back to a pristine condition by forcing all people to live in all-use zones or city areas, rewilding about 80% of North America. 4. Set up a world government at the UN with draconian powers to enforce without mercy all directives of the rich men, known in the Bible as the Antichrist government. Alternative 2. Establish secret underground facilities to house large numbers of people with interconnecting tunnels. These underground facilities would be used for top secret projects known as black operations funded by taxpayers, private funds, and part of the military-industrial complex. All three alternatives were based on the scientific conclusion that the world was doomed, and it was also based on Bible prophecy. All three alternatives are being implemented, as this documentary will prove beyond all shadow of a doubt. In the science report presentation, a scientist by the name of Gernstein was presented. There is no such scientist. However, Gernstein most likely represents a group of elite scientists and their conclusions of global warming and the coming Earth changes they suspected have already begun.
Hear them? Not something you'd expect in this country. Heat, of course.
Gerstein's theories, when he first put them forward over 20 years ago, had been almost universally dismissed. He was called an alarmist and a pessimist. Events proved him, on the contrary, to be something of an optimist.